Marshal Mandalo,
to all of you who are present here, I give blessings of Allah to you and say Salamu Alaikum to all our Muslim brothers up here from the Chechen people.
Alhamdulillah, welcome here to Moscow. Welcome here to Al-Fadl. Both in the world, where North Market, North Kam, Saxon, Jim, Bokba, Razotekit, Rasti, VAINAKH, Arabian, Rasti, Ishabin, Tolomberkan, Vai Kam, Vaimok, Rasti, Balia, Elhardia.
With the grace of Allah and with the unity of the Chechen people, old and young, we stood one hand and one heart, and we fought against the Russian aggression, and we chased out the last Russian soldier from the Chechen Republic.
Yok, vermiyoruz. O dünyanın kıyırmış diyorsun. Su yok, İngilizce kes, paçal, yok ya. Gözde, hızlı, busun, ve nokçı kan, mister bağlı olsa, o diye başaraha, su rastı, böyle doğuş diyorsun, su rastı.
Russia is a superpower with big population and big army, and with such power, they have threatened the area where they live at, but with the grace of Allah, a solid believing Muslim people, a tiny nation of Chechnya, is nearing and close to the Russian Empire, and Chechens have fought for their independence.
Nokçı kam, daima su yok, İngilizce, rastı, paçaltı, temel yakışık. İtemel sen bu nokçtu raş komerçe tüm tajoktu halde ve nokçi bilmiş adet ve busul ve iman ve özengil ve rızkı halde yok şart rastı sonra terehil sebiyer verdiş kısmen.
The Chechen people have been in constant struggle and war with Russia, and the reason for that is the Chechen customs, the adat, the taqalid, the customs and habits of the Chechen people, which is very reminiscent of the Muslim traditions and customs, and they cannot coexist with the customs and traditions of the Russian people. Therefore, that is the main reason that we have had wars with them.
Bina razli paçaltım, razli statlım, kumalliler, daima temya, ve değişe yolun bakışılar. Tağın, buluş temya, ve nokçi kompoş, sayattır, ve değişke gezdir, tarih yaxşı desverdir, tarih diyorum, tarih yaxşı ilerdir, işte kısım, lıhtı derse, kısım alsın bakış. Daima Allah, ve değişsin, iton, meyrabi, onhalla, dünala, halka yeli, derin ilfiyatını bilir, ve tükersiniz kolunda.
Our fathers and grandfathers have fought against the Russian occupation and transgression, and we have picked up where our grandfathers have left. Our grandfathers have won battles and wars, and we took up the weapons that were left to us by our grandfathers, and we carried on the war, and by the grace of Allah and by the will of our people, we have been victorious against the fight with the Russian Empire.
Milyon army nokçi mahçıyıcı her dünya şin sahte rastı köyleri sanki irmak köyleri tanbata nokçi kambalık nada fadi doğuşu diyorlar
The Russians sent in close to 500,000 soldiers to Chechnya, and the world held its breath, and they were saying and guessing that the Chechens will fall within 2 hours or a week, or if you give them as much as a month, but this did not materialize.
دنيا تعمل ده ديرشتو بتشعل ديرشتو بتشعلش أمنش شيء تيجا دوسر سجمات بيتش داريش.
And the international community pretended that they did not know what was going on in the war in Chechnya, and they looked the other way.
Alhamdulillah, ديل خليتهم حلقة ده ديل وين شافوا ديل نيك أوسم ده نوشي قامتيو.
But by the grace of Allah and the guidance and protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we were delivered and Allah gave us victory. The most important thing is that a Muslim should put his trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is a great struggle for the Chechen people today, and that struggle is the Chechen people are trying to set a new and the first Muslim government in the world. And to prohibit that from happening, the enemy has mobilized its forces and doing whatever they can to destroy that dream of ours.
يهو تشوح زومش كذاته وش يهو نفش هو تشتكى نفش سيدة كمشتو شوغا تتأمل أدم غيردني بوش أدني بوش أدم يجوهم دي بوش يهو يشتي غيردنا أدنا يشتي عشان أطول
realizing that the people are tired of the war and weary of the war. They are jobless and they are without any means of support. They have started arousing the doubts of the people and trying to vilify the Chechen people by instigating acts of aggression and lawlessness in the land, but they will not succeed, inshallah.
حمود وقادات تغنى نوتشي بيغنى بات يخلو لارو يوشبو لارو الله تحتو.
But the Chechen people are tough and patient people, and they will prevail, and all these maneuvers and the actions that the Russian government is doing inside Chechnya will not prevail, and inshallah we will prevail.
يو نوت شنيو عطيتنا إسا إيش هوش للإرباط إيش تجاه أفغانستان خيات إيش
What they are hoping for is that to instill division amongst the Chechen people after the war, since they could not succeed on the battlefront. They are trying to divide the Chechen people and pit them against each other and to have a civil war so they can come and march in again, but they will not succeed.
Ja, de morachteten alsem belle, sono nochtje gaan zerdeler, haste door zedeler, nochtje gaan amyasen delta, juhu khaj mushkil, she aidel khajin pachal kolda.
But these maneuvers did not materialize, and the Chechen people have learned a hard lesson. They do not believe these rumors that are spread in the Chechen Republic. They stood as one hand and one heart, and they repulsed all these rumors, and they held democratic elections and elected a democratic republic to lead them in these hard times. They have vilified the Chechen people in the public media. They are staging those kidnappings and blaming it on the Chechens to discredit the people of Chechnya and to discredit other governments in coming into Chechnya and establishing economic relations with the Chechen people. But inshallah, we will prevail.
изолом васч казах дахтули онболчена. Онболчена нохчи махка дуку концлагер и нахчибу мит керчица нохчи вихуча нохч посляха халоци нохчи чуалца жим бокка сучак чо Аллах байр халык бор ятта ах юх те эпсерша и нохчи те гергача ахчин таборка дабай таборка.
During the war, Chechens were oppressed in their own homeland. They were arrested haphazardly and taken to filtration camps and concentration camps. And if you wanted to free your relatives or your friends, you had to pay to the Russian soldiers in order to free them. Even in some cases, we had to buy back the dead bodies of our men in Chechnya.
И угу нохчи билкс дож хундигуш хайшин катогар стаглачвар и нохчин что яхдифуш нохчи цун сидойгуш шесть чуах казахтуш иш зулукар дапеш
They realized that kidnapping is such a shameful act in the Chechen society. It is contrary to the tradition and customs of the Chechen people. Realizing that the Russians are staging these kidnappings to trying to vilify the Chechen people and present us as brutal and uncivilized people. But by the grace of Allah, all these atrocities and conspiracies that the Russians are holding in Chechnya did not prevail and will not prevail, and we are doing fine, alhamdulillah. And we have enough free and young men in Chechnya to oppose this kind of activity. Now they are trying to stifle and hold economic blockade of Chechnya. They don't allow cars to come in. They don't allow anybody to go out. They don't allow airplanes to come in. So the battle now, since they lost the battle in war, this is an economic war now. They are staging economic war to starve us to submission, but they will not succeed.
وين أفكر قصة في الليدرزو إيريتسا تهاز كشكردو ماتش كلوين سنديرا يهاز كشكردو ريتسا سيتسنيخا خيردوتيخا إسريتنا إما بيرك خيردوتيخا ديل كراح ريتس ديخا أفضل ملاح دالويت عليك.
I have campaigned and let the Chechen people know that livelihood comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There were some people who believed that livelihood came from Russia, and we convinced them that Russia is not going to give them any livelihood. They should not expect it from them, and they should not be waiting from them. Livelihood comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we will get our livelihood from Allah. After the end of the war, we also have won a great diplomatic victory also, besides the military victory.
ВАЙНАХ قومش ليلوري خرطو كلر دي باشر عوي نوخشني غازشني وعليك شطوم كلر يتقوم سيسم كلر أهد إيكو تعواشة شورة في داخل يوبي ومكتب غازشني نوخشني هو دينان سليل شوز بقوم السيد.
On May 12, 1997, President Maskhadov and President Yeltsin signed a peace agreement in Moscow, and this peace agreement stipulates and acknowledges, the Russians acknowledge the the aggression that the Russians have befell on the Chechens for the last 400 years, and they do take blame for that, and they acknowledge that they have been the aggressors. That is a great diplomatic victory for us. And also the agreement stipulates that the future relationship between Russia and the Chechen Republic will be based solely on international law. The greatest victory on this is to make the Russians admit that they have been aggressive against the Chechen people for the last 400 years. In a subsequent meeting with President Yeltsin, President Maskhadov submitted to him a detailed proposal to establish diplomatic relations between the Federal Republic of Russia and the independent Chechen Republic of Chechnya. In 1 hour and a half of negotiations with Yeltsin, Yeltsin realized that he has no choice but to sign that agreement, and he believes, President Maskhadov believes, with the help of Allah, Yeltsin is going to be forced to sign that agreement. Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! The results of the war in Chechnya have been that almost every town and village in Chechnya have been razed to ground. People are in bad economic situation. Economic situation is harsh and tough for all people. And in order to alleviate that problem, the Chechen Republic, headed by the president, feels that they have to go out and reach out to other governments and see what could be done to alleviate the economic burden on the Chechen people, and that's why he came to the United States to start that mission in the United States first. When I meet with the American officials up here, I let them know why I am here. The first thing I tell them is I am here to let you know what the Chechen people are and what the Chechen government is. And we tell them right up front that we are not here begging, we are not asking for any aid from you. We are here to let you know who we are, and if you, after knowing what we are, want to do business with us, you will be welcome to do business with us.
Ameriki,
He is thankful to Allah that He has given him the power and the ability to be able to go to Moscow and to Washington to state the case of the Chechen people. In his discussions in the United States, he let them know that any problem that is in the Caucasus in general cannot be settled, cannot be discussed without the involvement of the Chechen people. Without the Chechen involvement, no problem will be resolved in the coasts, and he made it clear to the American officials up here, and they understood that point.
Президент Америки var дипломатический нет. Kuzak söküş, hoş geç, Google baş, hoş Peter, izah inziye bok, dolum bu, rast kışım çok kıyım.
As the President of the Chechen Republic, to come on this mission and to establish relations with officials of the United States is a big diplomatic victory for the Chechen people, and is a big defeat for the Russian government.
Dogar Barkaldo, Masku, Musul, Stagna, Uelense, Singersma, Desh Doansa, Lamansa, Nochi, Homan, Baldi, Ish, Deli, Dieher, Isingertam, Lakber, Ish, Sigahuel, Lachter, Ishuela, Latnikas.
From my heart, I thank every Muslim who has felt with the Chechen people in their suffering, who has made dua for them, who has including the Chechens in their prayers. We thank you all, and we realize your concern, and we are very thankful for that.